Salutations. Hello. Yeah, no, I had this cut last video. Hello. Mm-hmm. Alright. Uh, I said I was gonna down. I said let me. This is not a flattering position. Yeah, this is better. I said I was gonna download an editing app, and I have not yet. Maybe I should just do it, man. It's not like I don't even have to get CapCut or nothing. I just gotta get like a screen recording app. Like I don't even have to screen record nothing. I can just edit simply there. All I have to do is just cut and trim and stuff. Yeah, cause like there there's like there's like video there's a video there's like a certain video that I made, but like my camera kept cutting, and so I had to it kept cutting, and then I had to retake and everything, and so I wanted to just edit that all together with cuts and stuff just to yeah, but I did not. So yeah, I'm a download an editing app. Okay, so this week has this week has been a revealing week of like just how much I need to strategize and schedule. Yeah, that's basically that's basically what the this week's theme has been. Mostly in school. Damn, TV's on. Mostly in terms of school, but also just in life and stuff. Mm. Um, but yeah, this week was pretty. Oof. I slept. The TV's on. I gotta stop looking. I slept at 2 a.m. 2 or 3 times this week. I slept at 1 a.m. once. I slept at 12 yesterday or today, I guess. Wait, no, yesterday. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say, bro, like these went from every Friday to like from every Friday night to every Saturday morning. Yeah, which is funny. But yeah, man. Yeah. So like, yeah. The reason I slept at 2 a.m. twice was because I procrastinated maths. There were 5 maths exercises I didn't do from last week, and ma'am was supposed to check the books on on Thursday, so I procrastinated. I didn't even do all of them. I went to school and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm a liar. I'm a lie about all of this. But I remember telling myself, hey man, I can't be lying anymore. No more lying about schoolwork and stuff. It's honest work and honest laziness from now on. But I still went to school thinking, okay, I don't have to like explicitly lie, but like just giving the wrong textbook. But yeah, ma'am asked like if there's anyone that didn't do the homework. I didn't raise up my hand, but someone else did. One person actually, and she was like, "Okay, let me not mark." And then but the whole class was just like, "Come on, bro, we all did this. Come on." They all did it anyway. And then she was like, all right, you can leave your books if you have to. And like only like less than 10 people left their books. Books. Oh no. But she also did say that we can also just stamp our own books and stuff just after the last exercise, and a bunch of us started stamping. I didn't stamp out of shame, obviously. Mm. But yeah, so yeah, no, I watched a video on scheduling and stuff, and it was, and yeah. hmm Okay, so right. I drew up a calendar, and and I'm still figuring out how I'm gonna fill it up with like studying, homework, breaks, and all that stuff. I'm still trying to figure out how to fill it up. But basically, right, my first strategy with like scheduling was just like um mm, was just uh, I think I watched two schedule helping videos, but yeah, number one was trying to just like was just simply like, all right, as soon as I get home, do homework. And so like that's what I did, right? I got home, and 30 minutes after I got home, I started doing homework for 30 minutes. And yeah, yeah, I did homework for 30 minutes. It was an underwhelming amount of progress, extremely underwhelming. It doesn't look like 30 minutes of work, it looks like 5 minutes of work. Yeah, that's me. But yeah, no, I worked for 30 minutes, at least I did it. You'd think, with all that, at least I did it. Then the rest of the day, man, was gonna go splendid, but it did not. Cause then I rested for like 2 hours, watched a movie, and then procrastinated, went on my phone, and yeah, then it was 2 a.m. again, or 1 a.m., and then I gave into lust. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, that was a curveball. I'm sorry. Hopefully, no. Yeah, nah. Nah. Let me just know. That was a curveball. My bad. But yeah, the next day I was like, okay, okay. Starting homework early is not a bad idea, right? But it's just my approach to it. It was very short-sighted. All right, first thing I do, I'm just gonna do homework, man, and that'll set my day straight. But it didn't. After, yeah, it was the afterward, yeah. But yeah, so then the next day, I was I think okay, but yeah, the next day I was listening to the other scheduling video. The first one, it wasn't specifically a scheduling video. It was just like a type of like mindset reset type of thing, right? Basically, it had three steps. I'm gonna see if I can remember the third one, but basically, number one is step number one was like the guy was like, when you get home from work or school or whatever, like when you are getting home from work to school or whatever, like do not like let your brain get into, oh, the day is finally over, I can relax mode. Keep your brain warm is what the guy said. Basically like while I'm on the bus back home from school, I should not be like, finally the day's over, but like I should just be like, okay, all right, I get to chill. But when I get home, I gotta, yeah, I gotta have the plan, which is then step two, right? Get home. Now I have to think about like, all right, in the next 60 seconds, what's gonna happen, which can seem short-sighted, but it's a type of short-sighted that's just like, it's so short, right? You can just make it's like build, it can be continuous and stuff. And I'm saying that as if like I would achieve it easily or whatever, but whatever. My brain's messed up because like this video, it doesn't feel as focused as the other ones, which is a sign that I need to journal about this week. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's step two. Find out, you just, as soon as I get home, what am I gonna do in the next 60 seconds, which then is supposed to like prompt your brain a little too close. It's supposed to like prompt your brain to just be like, okay, we're switched on. We're not. This is no time to play games, right? 60 seconds is up. I take off my clothes and take out a book. All right, next 60 seconds. um I get a small snack, and put it in front of me while I start homework, and then I'm like, okay, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of homework. All right, cool. And then after those 30, 40 minutes, right? With this is where my mistake came in, where I was like, okay, I'm done with that. Now my whole day is supposed to just magically be better now. Just after done I'm done with homework. Now I have to continue being switched on and just be like, okay, I'm done with homework. Now I have to just be like, just having more control, having not more control, but like being more purposeful with with my actions and stuff. Um, and yeah, I think I may have put in the third step in somewhere. This video is getting very long. I feel like I'm yapping longer. I am yapping longer with less progress, because how we got to 11 minutes is baffling me. Anyways, this is the other scheduling video I saw. Basically the whole theme was just like how this lady is studying and exercises and eats well and reads and goes to school and has a job, or maybe just has a job, but she definitely does study or something. So yeah, no, she definitely does go to school. I think she definitely has a job because she lives alone and she has a humidifier, and I don't even need to say what else she had. She lives alone. She has a humidifier. Nah, she's definitely working and doing well for herself. And everything was themed pink. If there's a theme and you have a humidifier, you're doing well for yourself, and you're living alone. But yeah, basically the whole theme of her scheduling video was like it from the outside in, it looks like she has more hours in a day than other people, right? And she was just like, yo, I'm not super smart. I'm not a schedule. I don't have OCD. I don't. I'm. I. You know. I. Had. She made sure that every single second of the day was spent purposefully. Like one thing that she mentioned was multitasking. Which is just like a way for you, which is basically like while you're clean. She gave the like analogy of like while she's cleaning the house, she'll listen to an audiobook, and not let cleaning the house be just a boring task that just needs to just be gotten over with. That just needs to be done with, and just been like, yo, my goodness, I'm sweeping and everything, and like, I can't wait for this to just be over, man. And instead she uses that time to just like, all right, I'm gonna listen to a nice audiobook. I'm going to refresh my notes. I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice and I don't know, freaking study notes. Say them out loud while I'm studying. You know, and I don't know if I can say any other points, but the whole gist of the video was just about, I guess it's an extension of that, not an extension, but a more like a higher understood version of like the 60-second rule of like, what am I going to do in the next 60 seconds and 60 seconds, and okay, I'm going to do this for like, for her it was just like um it was the grown up version where basically yeah, I guess I need to rewatch the video, but yeah, basically again I yapped. I'm sorry for this video, bruh. I'm gonna cut this video. I'm gonna cut it immediately when I'm done with this point. I have other stuff to say, but I'm gonna cut this video because it's way too long. And yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the next day after procrastinating after the whole I did homework for 30 minutes thing, remember that's what we were talking about before I started yapping. Um, it was basically like, yeah, I had the mindset that I had to do that, but then, yeah, I didn't do that, you know. Yeah. I think yesterday, or no, Thursday, I watched a video on personalizing like a notebook for yourself, and the woman in the video, like she showed how you can just max out a notebook for it to just not just be like a small book where you can write notes in class or just write mental reminders, but like just have it as a whole system to help you, like, in daily life, you know like I'm gonna rewatch those videos. And yeah, I am cutting this video. Final announcement. Speaking of those videos, basically I have a playlist, and the playlist is called Maths, and I will explain that in another video. The playlist is called Maths, and basically every video in there is a video that has to do with a video that I saw, and I was like, wow, this video, I really it really looks like I really need to watch this video. Basically, like, self-help, I guess, videos, and self-help, and just videos that I need to watch. Not just my watch later where, ooh, this video looks interesting, let me just save it. My watch later has 300 videos. A lot of them I will never watch in my life, but if I remove them, I will feel like my life has a hole in it. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm going to every week, every Friday, before making a video like this or some, I have to watch one video from that playlist, because I don't want it to expand to the size of my watch later playlist, so that I can be discouraged to even press that playlist, Cause yeah, no, those are really helpful videos that I need to watch, and I haven't watched them, a lot of them yet. So yeah, every week before I make a video, I'm gonna watch that, and then I'm gonna put the link in the description of the video. Yeah, I have dark spots because I slept on the mat once and I got a bad rash. Yeah, and just basically apply it to this week and apply to journaling and my journaling and stuff. If you're watching this in 10 years, I'm so sorry I just put you through 18 minutes of nonsense, bro. My next video will be better, I promise. Um, yeah. I'm also on like a hair growth journey. My hair, like, has slowed down tremendously, existentially, in growth, you know. I have like spots on my head where, like, hair, I don't know if it refuses to grow or it's just growing extremely slower than the rest of my head, bro. Like, every time I look in them at my cut in the mirror, like, oh, this here, right? Like, every time I see this in the mirror, I'm just like, bro, is this gonna grow back, dog? You know? And I'm overthinking it, bro. I only had this haircut for 2 weeks, you know? But I feel like that should be long enough. That should be long enough for this to start growing. It is definitely growing back. It is definitely growing back, but, like, I'm just scared. I don't wanna go bald. I wanna do braids. I wanna braid my hair. I want to curlify my hair. I want to put in dreadlocks, once. I want to do blowouts and afros, bruh. I can't be bald. I cannot be bald. If I go bald, before this video goes to 20 minutes, once again, I'm so sorry. This was a terrible video, but I'll see you next week with a better one.